Does Trump want problems with Leonard Leo? The man behind the curtain, who built the court that might bury him there? As a growing unease in the marble halls of power, and not the type that comes from Trump. As fast food orders echoing off the Supreme Court columns. Recently, Donald Trump has begun lashing out at the very legal architects who handed him one of his few tangible presidential legacies. A judicial system drenched in conservative ink. But as Trump blasts advice from the Federalist Society and fumes at court rulings not going his way, the political question hanging in the air feels less like theater and more like a Game of Thrones power struggle. Does Trump want problems with Leonard Leo and the Federalist Society? Let's start here. If Leonard Leo were a character in a political spy novel, he wouldn't be the guy kicking down doors or tweeting in all caps. He's the guy holding the pen, writing the laws, choosing the players, whispering in the ears of kings and presidents. Leonard Leo, the court whisperer. Leonard Leo didn't need to win elections. He didn't have to run a billion-dollar campaign or court voters in Iowa. He just needed to build the single most powerful legal pipeline in American history. Through his leadership in the Federalist Society, Leo helped install 6 of the 9 current Supreme Court justices. That's not a majority. That's judicial dominance. And we're not talking about backbenchers here. This court includes Leo's 2 most loyal judicial generals. Clarence Thomas, the stoic originalist who hasn't asked a question in court for years, but might just write the ruling that ends Trump's hopes of immunity. Samuel Alito, the robe-wearing warrior with a flag upside down and a constitution right side up, who often leads the charge when the court marches into conservative territory. These 2 are not just loyal to originalism, they're loyal to Leo. Trump's dilemma: you built it, but you don't own it. Trump often brags about rebuilding the courts as if he cracked open the Constitution, pulled a wrench from under his desk at Mar-a-Lago, and bolted Neil Gorsuch into position by hand. But in reality, it was Leo's toolbox. Trump outsourced his entire judicial legacy to Leo and the Federalist Society. They gave him a list. Trump pointed at names like a diner choosing a combo meal. And then they got to work confirming judges from top to bottom. District Court, Appellate, Supreme Court, filling the legal bench with ideologues, not loyalists. That's the key distinction. Leo picked judges based on ideology, not personal loyalty to Trump. So now, when those same judges don't save Trump from his legal nightmares, he fumes. He rages. He blames the system. But what he's really doing, he's questioning Leo's court. Leo don't play that. Behind closed doors, Leo runs the room. Leonard Leo doesn't need a Twitter account. He doesn't need to post mugshots or sell gold sneakers. He plays the long game, quietly, strategically, permanently. In Washington's back rooms, Leo isn't a guest. He's the architect. Through a vast and murky network of conservative nonprofits, dark money organizations, and think tanks like the Heritage Foundation, Leo's influence stretches across the legal, legislative, and executive branches without holding a single public office. And he's not alone. His blueprint for power, now packaged neatly in the project. 2025 Handbook is a roadmap to completely remake the U.S. federal government in the next conservative administration. The irony: Trump may not be in charge of the conservative future Leo is building. What happens if Trump pokes the bear? Let's say Trump keeps blasting Federalist Society advice. Let us say he hints that Clarence Thomas or Alito aren't doing enough to protect him. Let us say he decides he doesn't like the new Project 2025 playbook, because it doesn't read like a Trump campaign rally script. What then? Nothing publicly, of course. Leo doesn't rant. He doesn't fire off midnight truth socials. He simply waits. He recalibrates. And if Trump veers too far from the ideological track Leo has built over 40 years, Leo can quietly move the machine without him. Controls the judicial nominations pipeline, the conservative donor base, the grassroots legal training network, the blueprint for the next Republican administration. Trump may have the rallies, but Leo has the keys, and the court, and Clarence. The joke of it all: Trump's own court might crush him. Here's the tragicomic twist: Trump may end up being convicted, disqualified, or denied immunity by the final thought. You don't cross the boss? So does Trump want problems with Leo? Not if he knows what's good for him. Leo isn't just the man behind the curtain. He is the curtain. The judiciary is his kingdom. The robe's answer to his network. And even if Trump built the tower, Leo built the foundation. Oh. He may not be the richest man in America, but behind closed doors, he's the most powerful. And in D.C., that's worth more than any name on a building. Let Trump rage. Let him post. But if he crosses Leonard Leo, he might find himself not just off the bench, but under the gavel. Yo, let me holler at you real quick. Donald J. Trump out here wildin', trying to slap box with the legal Illuminati. My guy, you out here mad at the Federalist Society? But let us keep it real. You'dn't mad at the advice? You'dn't mad at the advice AI on working for you no more? Now you throwing shade at Leonard Leo? Leonard Leo? That's like beefing with the cheat code to the judicial system. This ain't no game of Uno. Leo been stacking the deck since '82. This man don't campaign, he curates rosters. Don't run for president, he builds the throne. Trump talking slick like he forgot who gave him the list he bragged about on Fox News like it was a mixtape. Let's go down the Supreme Court lineup Leo helped put on. Neil No Emotion Gorsuch. Originalist like a stone tablet from MT Sinai, Brett. Red Cup rulings Kavanaugh. He'd like beer and judicial power. Amy Dogma lives loudly Barrett. Will quote scripture in Latin and overturn your rights in cursive. Clarence silent assassin Thomas A.N.T. said 10 words in open court in 20 years, but be writing opinions that slap the Constitution across the face. Samuel Flagg in distress. Alito, flying upside-down flags and taking upright liberties. John not a member but Candace Roberts, the Chief Justice, who moves like a shadow with a gavel. That's 6 judges, 1 Leo, and a partridge in a court tree. Meanwhile, Trump over here looking like he bowed to fire the mechanic who built the car because he forgot he don't even have the keys anymore. You ain't got loyalists, Donnie. You got ideological soldiers, and they don't bend for Mar-a-Lago temper tantrums. These ain't your boys from The Apprentice, these robes. Answered to Leo's blueprints, not your mugshots. You trying to flip the court like at Condo. But Leo already put your name on the lease and moved in 6 long-term tenants with lifetime contracts. You can't evict them. You can't fire them. You can barely influence them. Let me put it plain, Trump. You got Leo'd. You as a vessel, vehicle, a valet. You delivered the package, but Leo built the shipping empire. And now that empire got 6 judges with federal immunity and a backbone made of conservative granite. And you out here crying at the mailbox like the letter 1T open? So no, Trump don't want it with Leonard Leo. Not now. Not ever. Because Leonard INT got TA say a word. He just lets the court do the talking. And those 6 judges, they don't need MAGA hats. They're already wearing black robes and black Air Force energy. Fall back, Don. You ain't in the courtroom. You in the crosshairs. Bucks.